Hi there, Nursery Toddler volunteers. I am in my work clothes today because I have been working in our Nursery Toddler closet for preparations for opening up tomorrow for our COVID protocol. So we've got some changes that I want to make sure everybody knows about related to what toys we have available, what ones I've packed away, what the cleaning procedures are, and whatnot. So keep on watching. So in our twos room now, on the inside of the door, I've got lanyards that you can use. If you would prefer not to wear one of the blue t-shirts that you see hanging there, if you would prefer not to wear a t-shirt, you can wear a lanyard. You don't have to wear both. And here are clean rags. We're gonna stop doing the Norwex cloths because we're just not sure if those really cut it as far as killing viruses right now. So those are clean rags. I'm gonna keep that stocked with clean rags for you. When you have dirty rags, there's the dirty rag sign. I'm trying to keep them separate from each other. And so the clean rags are in a white bag. The dirty rags are in a black bag. Hopefully that kind of correlates in your mind. Up here at the top of this shelf, there is a stack of face shields for you. So those are going to be for all of you to use. I would prefer actually that you use a face shield instead of a mask, unless you have a health restriction and you're not going to be wearing either. We would like for you to use a face shield instead of a mask because then the little kids can see your facial expressions and hear your words more clearly. So we have those there for you. It's one per volunteer for the year, and we would love for you to take it after you wear it. Take it home with you and bring it back the next time you're scheduled to serve. I know that's a little bit of an extra step to remember, but we don't have, we won't be able to keep supplying these for everybody every single time they serve. But we hope that the blessing of having one provided for you will help you this year. And you can clean it with one of these alcohol swabs. So this is just plain alcohol prep pad, which really does a good job of disinfecting it without leaving a residue behind that would be hard to see through. So there's information about it there. There are gloves if you need them for any cleaning. We're going to be using bleach and water spray. I'll have two of these up here for you to access, and this is going to be something that will be coming in handy for lots of different things I'm going to show you. And to refill it, we put bleach up to that line and then water up to this line, and that is the right dilution for killing viruses and disinfecting, and also it's not strong enough to cause damage to our carpet or to your clothing, but you may want to wear gloves just to protect your skin a little bit. So that's the spray, and I would like for you to use that spray on those clean rags that you see there. And we'll want to clean our personal crayon bins here on this shelf. We've got crayons for our 2 and 3-year-olds. Instead of just having a big bin where they go in and out and all the little hands touch them and they don't get cleaned, every child will have their own. You can see right through there. There's Bryn's box right there. And so every child will have their own crayon box if they're in the 2s and 3s class. And then we have about 6 that are extra for guests. So we do not need to clean the crayons themselves, except for the guest ones. You may want to wipe those down before you put them back in their little bin and clean out the guest bin. But the ones that are for each individual child that we have a name on, go ahead and just wipe down the outside before you return it to this bin at the end of the morning. And for our 2s and 3s class, our lesson pages are going to be here. I'm going to have a bigger stack soon. It'll be organized in one of these like we had before, but for now we are going to just have these here for you. It's actually 2 short lessons for this week, but you'll see in the future, if you're not on this week, if you're on in a future week, that's where we'll be keeping the lessons, and I'll have them labeled with what week they are. Everything else over here is very similar to how it was. I wanted to let you know though that over on this side, I have reduced the amount of toys that we have because several of them would be very difficult to disinfect on a weekly basis. Puzzles and books and things like that we can't really disinfect without causing damage. We are not going to have those out during the COVID season. So back here, I've got, I know it's real fancy, but I've got this black cloth here and it says do not use during COVID, and I have tucked away things that I would like for us not to be accessing at all until we have more clarity on how long it's going to be that we need to be really worried about COVID. So, and then now there's space. Because of that, we have space for a lot of those black bins that go over to the babies in one's room that I know you were bringing back and forth, so we can keep our items separate from the college's childcare. So you'll also notice our babies are all naked. So as long as you guys don't mind my plan, because I don't think we want to be doing laundry every week for all the baby clothes. At least I don't think I can keep up with that. We are going to just have naked babies, and I think that sounds quite funny, but I don't think the children really mind nearly as much as we do. So if that becomes an issue, let me know, and we can just not bring the babies out, or we can figure out a system for washing their clothes from somebody that would want to do that. So the other thing, friends, is that because we're not going to be Norwexing all of this stuff anymore, that bleach and water spray, what we would do is whatever you have time to do, particularly if it's the electronic kind of stuff for these little guys, we cannot submerge those in water. And what we're going to be doing to expedite the disinfecting process is things that we can submerge in soapy water. We'll put it in soapy water in a big bin, and then we'll submerge it in a bleach water mixture in a big bin. And I'm going to have a team doing that in the middle of the week. But we don't want to accidentally do that to all of these battery operated items. So for those kind of items, what we'll want to do is use that bleach and water spray and those clean rags to wipe those things down. So just like you used to spend time on Sundays helping clean up some of those items, we would love for you to spend some time wiping down those things without getting them soaking wet, and then putting anything that's clean, put it back on these shelves. Anything that you do not have the opportunity to clean, we have a big bin here that says to be cleaned. And the nice thing about it is it's got this nice big handle and it has wheels. And that way our workers that are gonna come in the middle of the week to do all of that cleaning and disinfecting will be able to get that easily upstairs in the bathrooms up there where we're gonna have our cleaning station in the preschool area. So that's a lot of info, but hopefully that is something that we can all remember for this process and adjust to. Also, this carpet here for cars has been a big kick for the kids outside, a big hit. It is really easy to wipe down with a bleach and water solution. So that would be a great thing for the kids to play with at this time. All right. So I know we don't have quite as many options, but also our time during service is going to be shortened because we're not going to open up this area until after worship time. And so I'm hoping that that provides still enough options for everybody. So that's our little closet tour. We would love for you to use that bleach and water solution to wipe down these items in this room. And I've got my items still around here on the table. Wipe down the chairs and the table. See, Jackson's in here watching his show. Anyway, the table and chairs and the items that are left in here do need to get wiped down with that bleach and water solution. Any high touch surfaces, even the handles of the rockers, the gate buttons, light switches, things like that. If you feel like you're pressed for time, then I would say spend less time washing toys and more time making sure that the things that we're leaving behind, knowing that the next day the college is doing childcare back here. And they have been doing a really good job of doing that for us. And they do it every day that they are here. They disinfect everything with bleach and water. So we want to make sure that we're doing the same for them so that they're ready to go. So anything that happens to get accessed in here, we would want to do the same thing with that. And I wanted you to see that here I've now got our COVID protocol preparedness plan here, and your schedule, just like before. Those items are here, and we have a list of which kids go in which area. These are at least the ones that are on our roster whose families have said yes, they may be attending during the course of this year. The other thing I want to mention about the carpets, I know that this has been an ongoing thing where we'll often arrive and it seems like the carpets are not clean. We have gone through so many vacuums, and I think that BGU is also doing their best to vacuum back here, and we do as well. And sometimes there's still things left behind because we haven't been able to maintain hardy vacuums that do a great job. So BGU has vacuumed today, but I'm still noticing there are things back here that are not perfect. So my apologies about that, and we will just need to do our best with that, and for you guys as well to vacuum when you're done. And if it seems like we don't have a working vacuum, I would love to be hearing that so that I can continue to ask for new vacuums. We've gone through several already. One last thing we wanted to make sure everybody knew, if you didn't catch it in the emails, is that we have a new system for contacting parents if there's a child that needs them. So that system is on everybody's label. The kids' labels should have the parents' phone number on it, at least one of the parents' phone number on it. So you might want to get in the habit of checking and making sure that you see those numbers on there, because if we have any new people entered into the system, sometimes that might get missed. I have done everybody that is already entered in our system has a phone number on their label, so it should print off automatically when they check in. So that is going to be the way. We want you to bring your cell phone, be ready to use your cell phone if you need to contact a parent. And I've let all of our parents know that that's our call system. So hopefully they're keeping their phones on them. You have a phone available to you. If you don't have a cell phone, maybe use the one of the person in the neighboring room to try and contact parents that way. So if a diaper needs to be changed or somebody's crying and hasn't been able to calm, then we want to contact them. And I know, especially now that we have our 3-year-olds in this 2 and 3's room now, I'm gonna remind you again that down the hall, that bathroom right there is the bathroom for kids that are potty trained. And we want for one volunteer to go down there with them and make sure that the doors are all open, that you come down this way, and that we're trying the best that we can to give those kids privacy and have them be able to use the toilet without a lot of help from you standing outside the door. If they need help, make sure that you have a high visibility situation. If anybody were to walk by, they would be able to see you for that. So if parents say, hey, I don't want you to help my child, or I want to be contacted if my child needs to use the bathroom, then we'll honor that as well. So those are the basics. If you have any questions after you had a chance to check it out yourself and to serve and see how things work, I would love feedback, because this is a whole new territory that we're stepping into, and I kind of don't really know how it's all going to fly until we try it out. So please do report back to me and let me know what things I need to be aware of or could make easier for you all. And thank you so much for your service to our children and their families and to one another during this season, everybody. Bye.